Hello everyone, welcome to Club Reaction to Rangers 1, Celtic 2 in a rather disappointing day at Ibrox. And if you're hoping for some reassuring words, you're probably not going to get it on this podcast. I am Scott Carney, I am with Ali Pearson.
How we doing, lads? Well, there we go. I'll concede it now that is the league title.
Yeah, and Scott Gemmell.
Good afternoon. Feeling just totally despondent, to be honest, at the moment. Really flat. That was shocking.
Yes, but yes, as I say, I'm not going to go full mental because I think I've had the whole of the second half to kind of calm myself down a wee bit. Rangers made the perfect possible start by going a goal up very early. The crowd were with them. They had everything going the way that they expected to, and they have folded. They have absolutely folded and conceded two pretty sloppy goals. And from then on in, it really didn't feel like anything was going to happen. It was a rather disappointing display from Rangers. Far too many players were nowhere near it. Being outfought by no disrespect to Celtic, a half-decent Celtic team to beat at best. I can't stand that. I really can't. There's too many players that just didn't show up, didn't do what they had to do. And I think that's me trying to be pretty polite about it. Ali, I can't be arsed breaking down the game, mate. So just your overall thoughts of this.
I thought we got off to a perfect start. Aaron Ramsey, I thought it was a great ball from Bassey to Kent, pulled back. Aaron Ramsey scores it. You're 1-0 up after 2 minutes. The perfect start, but can't hold on to a lead. And the goals we concede, once again, I've seen these goals all season. First goal, 3 attempts to deal with it, don't deal with it. Panic stations, they score, and after that, I'll be honest, it went flat as hell, and Celtic took control of the game. To be honest, they did. And unlucky, they were unlucky. Celtic before they scored, no, it'd be 2-1 up because a couple of balls they had, they cut us open. McGregor saved us. They get their second goal just before half time. Again, it's a ball in the box, which we've seen all season. Panic stations, and they score. And we all come in at half time, Carney, and look at each other and go, it's done. And I just think there's a lack of something in this Rangers team, and it needs a serious clear out.
It's worrying. It is seriously worrying. You were actually quite calm, mate. I'll give you your
deep down. If I'm being extremely, deep down, I said to you guys weeks ago, I thought the league was done. Yeah. And you could say, the league table doesn't say that, but I just give me an argument for Rangers winning, and I've been proven correct, to be honest, because I don't think they can.
The league table certainly says it now. I am in complete agreement. We have gift wrapped it and put a massive bow on the top of it for Celtic today with that pretty dismal display. I was furious at the half-time score. Yes, I've not been like that in a long time, but I think I understood the magnitude of what I was witnessing. And if we are going to be brutally honest, mate, see when it went 2-1, I don't think any of us believed we were going to pull it back.
Not really. I was trying to find some sliver of optimism, but I really couldn't. It doesn't help when you're sitting there raging at half time.
Sorry, mate, I know. I was furious, mate. I was.
It's really difficult to pick yourself up. But like Ali says, off to the perfect start. I thought we started the game really well. We were going at it with a bit of pace. They then equalised, a couple of minutes after we scored. To be honest, you could just see Celtic were growing into the game, but up until the last maybe 10 minutes of the first half, I don't think they actually threatened overly much. But you could definitely see that they were in the ascendancy for that. McGregor made a really good save where I thought he was actually going to, the boy, was it Jota that was going through? I can't remember, but I thought he was actually going to pull him down and it was going to be a penalty. It just felt like one of those days, but they score right before half time and it completely puts you down. I thought Bassey was pretty poor for their first goal coming in, with the ball getting crossed in, and then, like Ali says, the couple of times that we've got to clear it. But it's been a theme for us all season in terms of defence, in terms of those are the type of goals that we always lose. And then obviously McGregor makes a decent-ish save, but he really needs to be tipping that round the post because we're not quick enough to react. Carter Vickers was, and then he knocks it away for them to go 2-1 up. Yeah, and then at half time you're sitting there. I find it really difficult to try and see how we were going to come in and win that game.
Yeah, the two goals are just a calamity from Rangers. Honestly, after the way that we started and the way we took them, we scored a really good goal, and to lose the two goals the way we did, it's just not acceptable. And to me, as I say, this is immediately after full time. There's just so many players that just look like they don't want to do this anymore, and they don't have the desire for it. And to be outfought by, as I said, a half decent Celtic team, it's just not good enough. It really isn't, and we've just handed them the league title today. The second half, Ali, we huffed and puffed, couldn't get anywhere near to blowing a house down, playing the wrong kind of crosses into the box. Every cross that we did put in was poor. Kamar Roof had very little effect on the game. Again, in hindsight, I might calmer heads might prevail and I might have a look at it and think he didn't really get the supply for it, but I still think we could be playing now, mate, and it would still be 2-1.
Yeah, I think deep down, with what we did say going back to the pub there, that we all knew Rangers weren't scoring today. Like you said, I've seen this movie the second half. Yeah, they've got all the possession, Rangers, but Celtic are quite happy. Give us the possession. They're 2-1 up at Ibrox. They're have the ball because they know we're not going to hurt them. Like you say, Karen, it's desperation. I'd love to know the stats on how many crosses we bumped into the box today. Nothing from them. Celtic's headed it back out, and they were extremely comfortable. And it was. I've just seen it so many times with Rangers. I just think. I mean, I look at Celtic and I don't want to be disrespectful to them because at the end of the day, the league title, the league doesn't lie. They deserve to win the league. They deserve to win today. I hold my hands up. I'm big enough to say that. No, they do.
I know.
They do.
Yeah,
I can hold my hands up and say they do. But he's got to tune out to them. Postecoglou. They look more organised than us. Yeah. They look hungrier than us.
They look like they want to run through brick walls.
And that shouldn't be the case. I listened to Ryan Jack in an interview and I thought Rangers are going to come out, and they did come out for fucking 4 minutes, and then after that it petered out. And yeah, like you say, there's a lot of players in that Rangers team that need to look themselves in the mirror tonight and go, do I really want this anymore? Because I think in the summer, we've said it, we're going to have a clear out like Celtic did in the summer there, and it's coming.
It is coming. I'll give pass marks to John Lundstrom, and I'll give pass marks to Calvin Bassey for the second half performance, because I thought they didn't give up. They really didn't give up. John Lundstrom ran his heart out, but there was so many that didn't. We spoke to a few people after it, watched the game on the telly. There's been a few penalty shouts, etc. All that. I'm not going to stand here and make excuses for that. To me, Scotia, the second half just absolutely reeked of desperation from Rangers.
Yeah, it was really poor. I mean, I think Celtic were going out of their ashes in that second half.
They were.
We were passing the ball to them all the time, making the wrong passes, passing in behind people. Like, there's a couple of times where we'd put a cross in, Roof would be at the front post and he would go too far in front of the ball, and then the ball at the back post would be behind everyone, and we just weren't capitalising on it. I agree with you, Lundstrom in the first half definitely was really good, but I think the team around him pulled him down a wee bit in the second half for a period of time. He did come back in it, and I thought Bassey doing it a decent game in the second half. He was showing a wee bit. Got to say, I think Gio made completely the wrong substitutions.
Yeah.
As soon as Jack went off, we're losing that midfield battle completely at that point. How Aribo managed to stay on the pitch, I've got no idea. He was really poor. Sakala coming on was the right decision, I think, but for me that would probably be taking Aribo off for Sakala. So I think he got the subs wrong today, and like I was saying to you when we were walking along, Lowry wasn't even on the bench. He might have been an option to bring on for you, like say a Ramsey.
But Scotia, I mean, we say you look at the bench today. What was there on that bench? There was nothing. You look at them, right? And I don't want to keep bringing them in, but you look at them. They brought players in that, similar to us last season, come in and just slotted
it. They put that O'Reilly came on, and then
we can back off.
But they put Tumble on in his place, and I'm not saying Tumble's but I mean it's a decent option to have.
They've got players that come in and just slot in a position, similar to us last season.
Yeah.
You look at our bench today, and you look and go, who can we actually bring on? It's going to, apart from Sakala, there was nobody really else.
I think,
and that tells a story for me.
And just the lack of Alfredo Morelos. And I know that's an easy thing to say, I get that, but still it's very, very prominent right now that no Alfredo makes a massive difference. Not the best way to start a massive month for Rangers, and if I'm going to be honest on that display, I'm not feeling rather confident about the rest of the month coming up. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how Gio gets a tune and tries to make some of these players realise what they're involved in and try and give them the desire back. But for me today, the lack of desire is just unacceptable when you play for Rangers. We've handed the league to Celtic today. They will need to extremely implode for us to win this league, and it's a rather disappointing day. As again, not the best podcast to stand and bring you, but it's got to be done. It really has to. Ali, final thoughts, mate.
Disappointing. I wanted to go there and see a Rangers team fight, show me everything, lay it all in the park today. Like I said, I can accept Rangers getting beat by a better team if they show me everything. and they didn't show me everything today. I thought they were outfought by a team that I don't think they're overly great, Celtic, but at the end of the day, they're better than us at the moment, and that's a sad state of affairs from a team that won a championship last year by a canter. So, yeah, like you say, big month coming up. We need to win the Scottish Cup. That's a must-win game in the semi-final. Europe will take care of itself, but it's disappointing. But we need to roll our sleeves up and get on with it. We can't mum whenever it is what it is, and Gio needs to rebuild with his own team next season, and we really need to look towards next season now. I'm sorry, but that's what we need to do.
Yeah, I think so. Scotia, a bit of pill to swallow today, but final thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this game on its own is the reason we've lost the league, but it's too many performances like this. The draws that we've had against Ross County, Aberdeen, Motherwell, Hearts.
Yeah.
You know, these are the ones that have cost us, and they've all been similar games in terms of how we've actually gone about it, and it didn't look like we're up for it. Again, going back to a couple of seasons back, some of these players look a wee bit scared. They actually been able to go out and win the game, and like you say, I think there is going to be a massive rebuild job now, because obviously that's pretty much the Champions League's automatic spot gone to Celtic.
Yep.
So we've got to go through the qualifiers for that, unless we somehow miraculously win the Europa League. But based on the evidence that I've seen today,
We probably will.
You never know, but based on the evidence I've seen today, it doesn't give you much hope. But it's the worst possible start to April. We were all looking really forward to this month, and we've got off to the worst possible start.
So yeah, very, very disappointing. Just quickly on this completely side note for the podcast, we met a subscriber today, a guy called Liz. Thank you, Liz. Literally, you put a bit of a smile on our faces after that today. Thank you so much, mate. Honestly, really, really appreciated, and very, very kind words. It was really nice to meet you. You're probably not going to watch this because this is probably going to be miserable for you. But yeah, look, we're going to be back on Tuesday. We'll do a Club Deck Corner. We've got somebody new coming on the pod as well on Tuesday. And we'll see. We'll watch it back. We'll try and calm down, but I don't think we're going to really change our tune at today's. I know, mate. No, we are really good enough. So yeah, a very, very disappointing start to this month, and it's now over to the players to try and salvage something out of this season. Very disappointing indeed. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the videos, all the usual stuff, and I'll speak to you on Tuesday. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Cheers, everyone.